Hello and welcome to X and Y Gaming Casually Competitive, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel based video, I have for you the silly little deck that I have used to get to the total 20 whatever medal count, 20,000 medal count of the festival. So we have 2 brown birds, 1 blue bird, 3 green birds, 2 little chaos squirrels, 3 blue frogs, 3 yellow frogs, 2 blue toads, 3 little bugs, 3 little demon boys, 2 little ghost squirrels, 2 blue turtle boys, and a thunder chicken. Then you have the thunderbolt, the feathers duster, the monster reborn, the foolish burial, the 1-for-1, the second lightning bolt feather duster combo, pot of greed in disguise, a negation, 3 circles and 2 dead arms pointing at you. Then you've got the 1 princess sprite, lyrilisk recital, the 1 I actually summon, the Wabaku on legs that only acts for itself, the 3 Jin Busters, which were originally a mistake, and then I realized it was actually pretty good, the little cat, totally awesome because he's at 1, 2 Phantom Knights or whatever the hell, 2 Mannequin Cat Girls, 1 weird gate thing, and then a big Zeus boy. How many times did I mess that up? Go to count the jump cuts yourself. So to be frank, this little engine right here was taken out of the Tri-Brigade Lyrilisk deck that I decided to check out. It's called Bird Up, and I thought, okay, we'll try it out. And this is the engine that the deck I copied decided to go with. And so far, it's been working out pretty great from this deck. Then you have the frogs, which is the standard frog package: 3 swap, 3 dupe, and then 2 Ronin. And I'm like, all right, so that's fine. But these guys are all special summon happy, right? And we're looking to do your normal summon for the turn. Like, you got your 3 maxes and your 2 Ash, who cares? And then your backup turtles. But the rest of this is just like, this guy is 3 searchers, this is 3 searchers. I'm really, honestly, I should have picked up a different way to get this into hand or out of the graveyard instead of just Foolish Burial. Not to mention, I was thinking maybe I should like run one of this guy, 1 Dark Summoning Beast, 1 Chaos Summoning Beast, but I don't know. He's not that great, he's not my favorite. He does search out Hamon, and he is a 1-of, but I don't know. I'm not very good at deck building. Most of the time, I just really like getting off the Fallen Paradise Pot of Greed effect once you have Hamon on the field. It's really nice when you can actually, somehow get your opponent to throw down a spell trap effect, and you can negate it by turning them sideways. And then if they decide to go into attack, well, then the only thing they can attack is Hamon, which is great. I don't have any of the draw spells because they're not in here. If they were, I'd be running Extravagance and be trying to make Toad before playing Extravagance. Princess Sprite is, like, a lot of these cards are in here just because they're, like, useful attacks. This is like, well, I might get a spell trap earlier, maybe. If I really need to dig for a spell card, right, she's here. This specific Lyrilisk, admittedly, is only in here because it was recommended for the Tribird. Maybe she's got some amazing effect or utility that I'm just not seeing or thinking of. But 9 times out of 10, I just go into this one, attack directly, right, up to like 2 or 3 times, and then just go into Zeus, and then you got a little board wiper on the field, and it's pretty nice. The same thing with the Wabaku on legs. It only works for itself, but if for whatever reason you can't make these 2, or you already have, and you haven't made Zeus yet again, or, like, I'll go into these, and then it got thwarted or something, right, and now you can't. And then you go into this. I don't know, it's just a possibility I threw out there. And then this guy, like I said, he was actually a mistake. Just like, oh, I need a bunch of extra deck monsters because I'm going to run Extravagance, only to find out, well, no, you actually can't in this tournament. Okay, that's fine, so I won't. But I left him in there, and you can detach 2 to negate a monster activation, and then go on to inflict 500 damage to him, which, that's fine and all, not as relevant. Cat Shark can double any Zeus monsters at attack. So you can, like, summon a Toad and then summon a Cat Shark and make Toad a 4,400 attack. That's something. The Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. There's no way to get it to be a quick effect by forming it with a Phantom Knights card. I don't run any Phantom Knights. You think I would, right? With all this other stuff, why not at least run 1 Phantom Knights card? Huh. But, yeah, so you can detach 1 material to target 1 face-up monster on the field that your opponent controls, and until the end of the turn, you change its attack to 0 and also negate its effects. Which is just, it's absolutely beautiful that this is makeable with any of the Toads. Actually, this one specific one is level 2, and hey, did you know? Max C is level 2, so you can actually throw him down as a summon, or bring him back with Monster Reborn, right? Like, you desperately need a 2, and then there you go. You just go into, like, one of this guy, hit your opponent's monsters, make it 0, and then ram into it with Hamon for a clean 40. and an additional 1,000 by his effect. The Mannequin Cat is something I genuinely thought would only be useful in Lair of Darkness, but there's a surprisingly large amount of applications you can find. Like, I was in a battle where I was able to choose one of my opponent's light monsters and then summon Zeus back onto the field. And, I mean, I couldn't wipe the board, but I could still do a nice, clean 3,000 attack. Speaking of wiping the board, number C1 Numeron Chaos Gate Sunya. So, it's any level 2 monsters, right? No specifics on the types or anything. Just level 2 monsters, any 4 of them, and that's, again, pretty easy to pull off getting them on the board, one way or another. And you can just throw them all together, throw this guy on top of them, and then it banishes all monsters on the field. And then once per turn, during your State My phase, after this card was banished, you can special summon this banished card. By the way, I'm never going to, I don't have the Numeron network field spell, so that's not going to be that part of the effect. But, I mean, that's 2,000 attack, and for being a board wipe, that's not that bad. And then in the epitome of board wipes, we have Zeus, who of course is generally summoned upon this Lyrilis specifically, but mind you, it could be summoned on literally any Xyz monster that did battle this turn. So like if you attack directly with her, it works. It also works if you attack with Fuko over here, and then it doesn't even have to destroy anything or do any damage, it just has to have battled. Or maybe if you like summon Toad and Cat Shark and you do the 44 hundo combo and you run something over, and then for whatever reason that wasn't enough to satiate your bloodlust, and then so you summon Zeus on top of that and then proceed to wipe the board because, hey, did you know Zeus says right here you can detach 2 materials. It's a little costly, but considering you're sending all other cards from the field to the graveyard, I'd say it's a pretty, I like that cost. Not to mention, this is a quick effect, and also not to mention, that's not a once per turn. That's not that effect isn't once per turn. It's not even once per chain. If you go on, you're like, I activate Zeus's effect, and you have enough materials to pay for this, and you activate Zeus's effect, and your opponent goes, well, I activate this effect. That's going to go on to negate your effect, and then, thus not let your board wipe happen. You can then go on to chain Zeus's effect on top of that negation effect being activated, and so long as your opponent doesn't have an answer for that activation, you're still going to get your board wiped. It's great. I love it. I love Zeus. He's limited to 1, which is good. It's kind of as sad as Toad being limited to 1, but I kind of get it. But I mean, I still wish he was semi-limited, but I don't know. Anyways, I digress. That's the deck. It's not that great. It's not at all what I would consider a good deck, and it might very well only ever have won because of the given format. But that does not make it any less fun for me to play, and I hope that you enjoyed my sharing it with you today. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope your day today is as beautiful as you are.